Chef Marina. So I like traditional classic cakes. So today I'm sharing with you Victoria sandwich cake. It's very simple to do. The basic recipe is actually just a pound cake. Alright, so basically it's called a pound cake because we use 1 pound of flour, 1 pound of butter, and 1 pound of sugar, and a pound of eggs. So actually traditionally they'll weigh the eggs so that it will be 1 pound. My recipe today is half of a pound because I like my cake not to be so big. I'm using a smaller mold. I'm going to mix the eggs first just to get it combined like that. This recipe is so easy to make actually. It's like everything thrown in together. Alright, so in goes the flour, just basic white flour, plain flour, and then the butter, also 200 grams, right? And then sugar. Most cake recipes actually will cream the butter and the sugar first, so it'll be light and fluffy. But Victoria sandwich is very rustic kind of cake. It's got texture. It doesn't have that fluffy texture that the normal butter cakes have. This is actually Queen Victoria's favorite cake. So this is a long time recipe used by the royalties at that time. Now you can do it in your own home. Alright, so you just mix everything. When you mix everything in, that means the texture is not going to be very fluffy. It will be more crumbly, it will be more grainy, which is what I like about Victoria sandwich. So now I'm going to put baking powder and a bit of vanilla, and just to make it slightly on the softer side, I'm putting in milk. Okay, then I'm just going to mix everything. The moment the baking powder goes in, then the whole cake will rise. It will react immediately. So now it's just a matter of mixing it. Don't overbeat. If you overbeat also, it won't come out nicely. So basically just mix everything together. Mixture looks alright now. And I have actually greased my tin, and I put grease paper so it's easier to pull out. And this is the reason why it's called a sandwich cake, because you sandwich 2 cakes together with strawberry jam in the middle. Okay, so if you want to be precise, you can weigh each cake, but I'm just eyeballing it. Okay, there. This is as easy as any cake can possibly be. Just mix everything together. That's it. So when it goes in the baking tray, you basically just, so we want to even everything out. Okay, and goes in the preheated oven. So I have preheated my oven at 180. This will go in and bake for about 20 minutes. Okay, now that the cake is in the oven, we're going to start doing the frosting, which is icing sugar. And make sure you sift your icing sugar first because you don't want it to be in clumps. Icing sugar tends to be clumpy. And then the butter goes in, and when you put more butter, it will be softer and fluffier. When there's more liquid, it'll be a bit more watery. Just mix this together. Okay, at this stage, when all the icing sugar has already combined, then I'm going to put in the vanilla. See, now it's looking more frosty. Normally my frostings will have about 2 tablespoons of milk, but not for the Victoria sandwich because it's going to sandwich both the layers of the cakes. So I don't want it to be too soft or too liquidy so that it doesn't hold. It's supposed to act like a glue together with the strawberry jam. So this texture will be perfect actually. This is just nice. So it won't be too firm or too watery. So it'll be just nice. Alright, so this is ready. We're just going to put it aside. Okay. So now my cakes are out of the oven. We have waited 5 minutes because if I disturb the cake when it's too hot, it's going to tear or collapse, and you wouldn't want that. So after 5 minutes, I'm just going to loosen the side of the cake. As you can see how it's stuck. Can you see how it's stuck there? So what I do is I slant my baking tin. I just keep teasing it from the sides so that it will separate from the tin naturally and not force it out. See, can you see I'm just being very gentle. Bear in mind that it's still very warm. Okay, just loosen it while it's warm. If you loosen it when it's already cooled down, the cake will stick to the sides because it's already cool. So because it's warm, you can just gently tease it away from the sides, okay? Alright, so now that it's already 15 minutes, a bit more cool to the touch, I'm going to flip the cake over. Alright, there. Okay, so now I'm going to flip the other cake over. Nice. Okay, good. Okay, I'm going to peel this off. Lovely. So now I'm just going to let the cake cool before I ice it. So let's just wait for it to rest until it's totally cool. Okay, my cake has already been cool. One thing I should remind you is that when you want to cool the cake, make sure you flip the top side down. So the intention is because when you are putting one cake on top of another, both must be of the same size and preferably flat. That's why a lot of people cut the top of the cakes, but I actually flip it over when it's quite warm, so actually the cooling rack will sort of flatten it and make it easy to stack. Okay, so now I'm just going to lift up my cake. Alright, just down here. Nice. And then I'm going to put the strawberry jam. The strawberry jam must already be slightly softened, and there. Not only does it act as a glue, it adds a sense of sweetness and fruity flavor. So because I don't want it only to be in the middle, because if you put it only in the middle, it's going to be thick in the middle and the side will like collapse on the side. So I always pour the whole lot in the middle first, and then I actually push it to the side. Not until it flows down, but push it to the side. See, you just push it a little bit from the middle, because you dropped everything in the middle just now, you just push it. Okay, so basically that's it. And I leave about a few millimeter space so that when I put the cake, the weight of the cake will actually press the jam further and spread it some more. Okay, so now I'm going to put our frosting, our buttercream. This is so luscious, isn't it? Okay, so as I said just now, everything goes in the middle, and then I'm just going to spread it to the side. The whole idea is that later on, when we put the other layer, when we sandwich this Victoria cake together, it will come together very nicely. Okay, so this, I'm just going to push a little bit the sides. Alright, so make sure it's circular, make sure it doesn't go right to the end. And that's done. So I'm going to take the other layer, just slide it on top, right in the center. Perfect. Press it down a little bit. Oh, nice. Okay, normally I would just sift some icing sugar on the top. That's what a real Victoria sandwich is supposed to be. Actually, you just basically sprinkle this. But because I wanted some vibrant, fresh element, I'm just going to put a bit of the buttercream icing in the center, and I'm just going to decorate with some fruits. You can put any fruits you like, but because I use strawberry jam, I'm just going to highlight it with the strawberries. Lovely. Okay, so basically it's done. So enjoy the Victoria sandwich. It looks so delicious. I'm sure it tastes delicious. Make sure you get your eco pack and get this at home, right? Thank you.